Just 12 years ago, this guy smoked weed and didn't look like an athlete at all. But today, Scott Burnhard, the hero of today's episode, not only has great athletic form, not only run YouTube channel and getting millions of views, but he is also a vegan. His channel hosted all the most sensational endurance challenges, which includes various heavyweights like Akim Supreme and so on. But Scott is not far behind them either. A few facts: he is 193 centimeters tall. The last 5 years he completely gave up meat, training mainly in the style of calisthenics. But to develop muscle mass, especially the leg muscles, he of course uses weights. But all this is just words until you look at the segment from his workouts.
Oh, you done? You done with that?
Go. Last one.
We talking limits.
Good shit. Ah! 15. That's what I'm talking about. Go. Enjoy.
Let's go.
Hey, let's go.
Yo, how do you feel, son?
Get out of here.
In this video, Scott did a challenge that involved doing 5 burpees and 5 muscle-ups, then 30 pull-ups, then another 5 burpees and 5 muscle-ups, 50 push-ups, another 5 burpees and 5 muscle-ups, 40 push-ups on bars and 15 more burpees to finish. All this must be done in 15 minutes. This is to say that a 15-minute workout can be completely different. Scott has repeatedly stated in interviews that he's not just doing a workout, he's training, and that's extremely different things. Maybe for some people it's just a play on words, but for these guys training is a whole philosophy. But let's go back to the set. Scott did it in 12 minutes and 22 seconds, and you can see by his emotions that he was training, and the work he did was not an easy thing. Even in the title of this video it says that his complex is not for people with weak heart. In short, if your training is not like this, you have a lot to learn. That's what we are going to discuss today. Thanking my friend Igor from America, we recorded an interview with Scott, some parts of which we are going to show you right now.
Now, Scott, do you remember your first training, calisthenic training? The first one. How did it look? Tell us more about it, please.
Yes, absolutely. My first training, I remember push-ups was not that great. Had legs like a chicken. Pull-ups was horrible, but it's okay because everybody has a foundation. Everybody has a foundation. We all start somewhere. Nobody goes to sleep and wake up and all of a sudden they have a great physique. Everything takes time and you have to put the work in to see the results. So I remember though the first time, doing calisthenics and training and learning and humbling myself. And through that experience, just humbling myself and saying, you know what, I don't know everything, but I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to be a student. Has been so pivotal for my success as far as like calisthenics and fitness in general, and just physique-wise as well too. So me just having those humble beginnings and remembering to never forget where I came from always keeps me going to this day.
Amazing.
In the same interview, Scott quoted Bruce Lee and his famous phrase, "Be like water, my friend," meaning that you should always adapt and be flexible. For example, if you need mass, add weight work to your workouts. If you do not have enough time to train early in the morning, or make your workouts more intense, so that it does not take you much time. There is always a way out if you have the desire. Scott himself works out 3 to 5 times a week, depending on his workload. The main thing in his case is not to be lazy, and here is a video from Scott's recent Instagram post.
Honestly, I don't understand how people be like, oh, I'm so bored. Like, what are you bored of? Go out there and be productive with yourself. Create some content, do something. Learn a new skill, a new trade. Educate yourself, read a book. There's so much to do. Like, the bored people are the lazy people. I said what I said. I ain't taking it back. If you're bored, you're lazy.
And in fact, even if time is short, you can use just such short complexes with high intensity. As we showed you at the very beginning of this video, believe me, even 15 minutes will be enough to make you suffer a lot.
Right here. Come on. Don't give him 2 more. 2 more. 5. There we go. We made it. We made it, Scott. Let's go. Yeah! Let's go.
when I didn't know you, I bumped in one of your videos when you were the thumbnail where you holding some bottle of alcohol, and we could clearly see that your life has changed. Please tell us if you ever had experience with any kind of vices or bad habits and how you were able to overcome them and get to the point to such a brilliant, wonderful, good, disciplined energy that you are at right now.
One of the most beautiful things is that a lot of people see the positive energy, they see the welcoming energy, and that's what I exude, that's what I breathe. But there's a saying that the most happy, the most positive people have very dark pasts. And I'm human. I have a very dark past where I was abusing alcohol and recreational drugs and things like that because I had depression. And when you're depressed, you want to fill that void with any and everything. So my people out there, I was drinking, I was smoking weed, I was, just participating in a whole bunch of things that I shouldn't even be doing in the first place. And not knowing that the reason why I was depressed, right, is because, for one, I grew up without my father. My mother had to raise me, and the women in my family had to raise me. So me not having my father really destroyed me, especially when I was growing into a young man and trying to understand life as an adolescent. So my father not being there, not having self-motivation or a male dominant figure in my life really impacted my life. And also not having self-love for myself. Because once you don't have self-love for yourself, how can you love anybody else? I didn't have self-love. I was very depressed. I was very angry. I was very sad. I didn't know how to express myself. And through those vices, I was filling a void. But guess what? Nothing wasn't changing. Nothing wasn't changing until I said, you know what? You only have one life to live. And while you're here on this earth, you have to become the best version of yourself. I can't become the best version of myself if I'm drinking alcohol and smoking weed and participating in things that I'm not supposed to be doing. That's not increasing my lifespan. I need to do things that make me happy, things that increase my lifespan, things that's positive, things that can be transferred to other people and people can relate and learn from. So I made a decision to live life and live life abundantly, because you can be living, but it doesn't mean that you're alive. And that's my choice, and I'm sticking with it.
I suggest talking about how and why Scott switched to a vegan diet, and I will tell you right away, it's not a trivial story. Among the people in my stories were many vegans, such as Dennis Minin, Helak Sidibe and others, but few came to this as consistently as Scott did. Before he gave up meat, he suffered a severe wrist injury. When he went to the doctor, he was prescribed medication, but nothing worked. And you know what injuries are like for an athlete. In the end, giving up meat helped Scott to recover, and it had a positive impact on his sleep, digestion, skin and many other systems of the body in general. However, Scott himself by no means promotes this type of diet. It's just a story that worked in his case, and he intends to continue this lifestyle that works for him.
Scott,
Yes.
when and why did you start YouTube? What did inspire you?
So, it's funny because, I got introduced into calisthenics when I was 18. And then throughout the years, I started to meet people that were my idols, people that I looked up to. Shout outs to Q France, shout outs to Zeph, shout outs to Hannibal. I've done a few videos of Hannibal. Hannibal for King. Shout outs to Beast from Team Beast Mode. Juice, all those guys. It's so funny how your idols become your friends, and not just friends, but become your allies, right? So when I started my own YouTube channel, I already had videos on YouTube because I did a couple of competitions here and there, and I've done videos and people have footage of me. It's very interesting too because in 2015 I got featured on ESPN. I got featured on ESPN.
That's incredible.
On TV, national TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a lot. So there was a video called Father and Son Workout, and it was me, and we call this guy Will the Vet. He's about 68 or 69 right now. I think the time we did the video, he's in his early 60s, and that video went insanely viral, and we ended up on ESPN on national television, on Barstar's channel. I believe you can still watch the video. So that was young, you know, I was younger. So what allowed me to start my own YouTube channel is like the fact that I was just like, you know what, man, like, yeah, I got videos out there, I got content out there, but now I want something of my own.
You know, we often talk about different sets, approaches and records, but we completely forget about such an important aspect as the psychology of training. Scott Burnhard is an example of not only a physically developed person, but also mentally. Google what happens to the body on the psychological side of stress and you will be surprised what a powerful effect our mind has. As Jack Fresco once said, if you are eating the world's most delicious food, but a man is running over to death in front of you, you will vomit. That's why it's so important, in addition to exercise your body, to meditate, to read books, and as Scott says, to surround yourself with positive people.
And a lot of people don't know that before I even started my journey, I broke my right arm 3 times. I broke my right arm 3 times. So all of this push-ups and muscle-ups and crazy movements I was doing, I had to struggle. But without the struggle, there can be no success. All right? So it's how I started my calisthenics journey, and what motivates me is just I love the feeling. I love the feeling that if I do push-ups and pull-ups and dips, I can add more years onto my life, and I will continue to do so.
I would also like to thank Igor and Scott for providing these interviews and motivation. Links to them will also be in the description below this video. And I'm as always not saying goodbye. With you was Fedor Chepki. See you soon.